Welcome back to Your Path to Career Success, the podcast where we unlock the secrets to building your dream career. I'm Kathryn, and today we're diving into one of the most critical times in any leader's career, your first 90 days. This is the period where impressions are made, trust is built, and the foundation of your leadership journey is laid. Whether you're stepping into your first leadership role or transitioning to a new team, these 90 days can define your success. This initial period is more than just a time to settle in. It's a unique opportunity to observe, listen, and strategically position yourself for long-term impact. By being intentional during these early stages, you can establish credibility, foster meaningful relationships, and lay the groundwork for achieving both your personal and organisational goals. Let's break it down into 3 key areas that will guide your efforts: understanding the organisation, building trust, and setting clear priorities. But before we jump in, I invite you to grab your favourite beverage, find a comfy spot, grab a notebook, or just sit back and relax and keep listening for those light bulb moments. Understanding the organisation. When stepping into a leadership role, it's crucial to approach the first few weeks with a mindset of observation rather than action. While the urge to make immediate changes and assert authority can be overwhelming, it's vital to resist this impulse. Instead, take the time to listen, learn, and absorb as much information as possible about the organisation and its people. This initial period is about gathering insights that will guide your future decisions and ensure you're making informed choices rather than reactive ones. Start by immersing yourself in the organisation's current state. This means observing its day-to-day operations, team dynamics, and how things are done. Rather than imposing immediate changes, aim to gain a comprehensive understanding of the inner workings of the organisation. Use this time to ask open-ended questions such as, what's working well here? What challenges are people facing? What processes, if any, are outdated or unnecessary? Where are the gaps in communication or workflow? How does the organisation currently measure success? And are those metrics still relevant? And what's the general morale and how do people feel about the direction the company is taking? While it might seem like a passive approach, this stage is essential for building trust and laying the groundwork for effective leadership. The knowledge you gather will become your compass for navigating complex situations in the future. To further enhance your understanding, schedule one-on-one meetings with your direct reports, peers, and key stakeholders across the organisation. These meetings should be seen as opportunities to engage deeply with these individuals, building relationships and learning more about their perspectives. Here's what you should focus on during these conversations. Number 1, their expectations of you. Understand what they hope to see from you as a leader. Are they expecting a transformational change or a steady hand? Do they need more direction, or do they expect you to empower them to take more ownership? Clarifying these expectations will help you align your leadership style with what the team needs. Number 2, their frustrations and pain points. Ask people about the obstacles they face. Are there any areas where they feel the organisation is falling short? Are there inefficiencies or roadblocks in workflows that are hindering progress? Recognising these pain points will give you valuable insight into where improvements can be made. And number 3, what success looks like for them. Understand how individuals define success, both personally and professionally. This includes understanding their key performance indicators, aspirations, and what they value most in the workplace. Their definition of success will help you align your strategy with the team's needs, ensuring that you're working towards a common goal. As you gather this information, pay close attention to the recurring themes that emerge. By the end of these conversations, you should have a clearer and more nuanced understanding of the organisation's culture, its goals, and the dynamics between different departments or teams. This knowledge will lay the foundation for your leadership approach and provide you with a roadmap for navigating challenges as you move forward in your role. Remember, effective leadership is not just about making changes for the sake of change. It's about making informed decisions that will move the organisation forward towards its desired future. Taking the time to understand the organisation first will empower you to lead with clarity, confidence, and the support of your team. Building trust. At the heart of leadership lies one fundamental principle: people. Effective leadership is not just about directing tasks or achieving targets. It's about forging meaningful relationships and, above all, building trust. In the first 90 days of any leadership role, trust is the currency that will determine your ability to lead, inspire, and make a lasting impact. However, trust is something that cannot be demanded or assumed. It's something you must earn over time through intentional actions and behaviours. Building trust starts with demonstrating consistency and reliability. If you want your team to believe in your leadership, you must show them that you can be counted on to follow through on your commitments. If you say you're going to do something, ensure that you do it. Whether it's a small task or a major initiative, delivering on your promises builds credibility and shows that you're a leader who is dependable. Inconsistent behaviour, on the other hand, can quickly erode that trust, leaving your team unsure of what to expect from you. Be deliberate about showing that you are someone who keeps their word, as this reliability will strengthen the foundation of trust within your team. Open communication is also critical in fostering trust. As a leader, your team will look to you for clarity and direction, but they also appreciate transparency. Share your vision for the team and the organisation and explain the rationale behind your decisions. This openness helps your team feel included in the process and reassured that their work is part of a larger, well thought out plan. When team members understand your thought process and can see where the organisation is heading, they will feel more confident in your leadership. Keep lines of communication open by being approachable and encouraging honest dialogue. Transparency doesn't mean sharing every detail, but it does involve giving people enough information to feel informed and trusted. Humility is another crucial aspect of building trust. As a new leader, you may be expected to have all the answers, but the reality is that no one has all the solutions right away. Acknowledging what you don't know and asking for input not only demonstrates humility, but also invites collaboration. Your team will appreciate your openness and will feel more invested in the success of the team when they know their opinions and expertise are valued. Admitting that you're learning and seeking input from others humanises you as a leader and fosters a culture of mutual respect. It shows that you're confident enough in your leadership to lean on the knowledge and experience of others. While these actions are vital, remember that the first 90 days are a time to observe and build relationships rather than impose your authority. Leadership is about influence, not control. It's essential to spend time getting to know your team members individually, understanding their strengths, challenges, and aspirations. Small, everyday actions can have a huge impact on building trust. Acknowledging someone's contribution in a meeting, thanking them for their hard work, or simply asking for their opinion on a matter can go a long way in making them feel seen, heard, and valued. These gestures signal that you respect and trust your team, and they will, in turn, start to trust you. Trust also grows in an environment where vulnerability is embraced. Don't be afraid to show your human side. Share moments where you face challenges or made mistakes. This level of openness invites others to be open with you, creating an atmosphere of mutual respect and understanding. People are more likely to trust a leader who is authentic and transparent about their own learning journey. Lastly, building trust takes time. It's not something that happens overnight, but with consistent effort and the right behaviours, it can be cultivated. The actions you take in these early days will set the tone for your leadership and the culture of your team. Trust is the bedrock on which everything else will be built, from team performance to collaboration and innovation. By focusing on consistency, communication, and humility, you'll establish yourself as a leader who is not only capable, but also someone who others can rely on and believe in. Setting clear priorities. After you've taken the time to understand the organisation and build trust within your team, the next crucial step is to set clear priorities. Prioritising effectively in the early days of your leadership role is essential to creating immediate value and ensuring that your efforts are aligned with the organisation's broader goals. Establishing well-defined priorities will give you and your team a clear sense of direction, allowing you to focus on what truly matters and help you deliver results quickly. The first step in setting priorities is to identify opportunities for quick wins. Quick wins are small, actionable changes or improvements that can deliver significant impact with little or relatively little effort or time investment. These wins not only help to address immediate pain points, but also serve as proof of your leadership effectiveness. By achieving these early successes, you can build momentum, boost morale, and demonstrate that progress is being made. Whether it's addressing a long-standing issue or implementing a straightforward process improvement, quick wins can set a positive tone for your leadership and provide an early sense of accomplishment for both you and your team. Next, focus on leveraging the team's strengths. Every team has unique capabilities, whether it's a set of skills, an established culture, or particular processes that already work well. Instead of trying to overhaul everything, take time to identify and utilise these strengths to your advantage. This allows you to avoid reinventing the wheel and gives your team a sense of pride in what's already working. When you build on existing strengths, you empower your team to take ownership of what they excel at and ensure that your leadership efforts are focused on making the most of what's already in place. This also fosters a sense of stability, as team members can see that their contributions are recognised and valued. Once you've identified the quick wins and areas to focus on, it's vital to communicate your plan clearly and consistently. Everyone needs to understand the direction in which the organisation is headed and how their individual contributions fit into the larger strategy. Effective communication here is key. Share not only the what and the why, but also the how. How you plan to tackle the priorities, the timeline, and the specific roles everyone will play in achieving success. This helps align your team around common goals and ensures that everyone is pulling in the same direction. Transparency in your communication fosters a sense of shared purpose and accountability, which is essential for maintaining momentum and focus. While it's important to set these priorities early on, remember that the first 90 days are a time of learning and adapting. As you gain deeper insights into the organisation, the team, and the challenges you're facing, be prepared to adjust your priorities as necessary. Flexibility is crucial. You may discover new information or encounter unforeseen challenges that require a shift in focus or a reassessment of your initial priorities. The ability to adapt and recalibrate your plans shows that you're responsive, thoughtful, and committed to getting the best outcomes for the organisation. Rather than rigidly sticking to a plan, it's more important to be nimble and adjust your approach as you gain a clearer understanding of what will drive the most value. Setting clear priorities is about balance, identifying what needs to be done immediately while ensuring that you stay aligned with the organisation's long-term vision. By focusing on quick wins, leveraging your team's strengths, and maintaining open communication, you create a pathway to success. However, it's equally important to remain flexible and open to course corrections, as this will allow you to lead with confidence, stay responsive to the organisation's needs, and deliver meaningful results through your leadership journey. So my final thoughts. Your first 90 days in a leadership role are a critical period of transition, but they are not about rushing to make sweeping changes or proving yourself through grand gestures. The temptation to jump into action immediately can be strong, but it's essential to take a step back and approach this time with a more measured perspective. Rather than seeking instant recognition or tackling the biggest challenges head on, focus on building trust, learning the landscape, and laying a solid foundation for long-term success. This period is an opportunity to listen, observe, and understand your team, the organisation's culture, and the broader context in which you're operating. It's time to get to know your people, not just their roles and responsibilities, but their motivations, challenges, and aspirations. Effective leadership is built on strong relationships, so take the time to connect with your team members, listen actively, and gain their trust. Your goal in these first 90 days is not to just lead, but to understand how you can best support your team and empower them to succeed. The process of learning the landscape is equally important. Every organisation has its own unique set of dynamics, workflows, and challenges. As a new leader, you need to get a clear picture on how things work and where opportunities for improvement lie. This means taking the time to observe the existing systems, processes, and relationships are already in place. By understanding what's working well and where bottlenecks or inefficiencies exist, you can make informed decisions about where to focus your efforts. This also helps you avoid unnecessary disruptions that could derail productivity or create resistance from your team. As you navigate your first 90 days, remember that leadership is a journey, not a sprint. True leadership is not about making an immediate impact with bold moves, but about sustaining long-term growth and development. It's about creating a vision, then gradually guiding your team towards that vision with thoughtful, deliberate steps. The first 90 days are about setting the stage for what's to come, not rushing to make immediate changes. By focusing on building trust, understanding the people and systems around you, and setting clear priorities, you are creating the conditions for sustained success in your leadership journey. In this phase, patience is your ally. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will your leadership legacy be. It takes time to build trust, establish relationships, and set clear strategic priorities. It's important to resist the urge to rush through this process. Instead, take a deep breath and stay curious. Stay open to learning, even from challenges or setbacks, and allow your leadership style to evolve naturally as you grow into the role. By focusing on people, priorities, and patience, so the 3 Ps, you'll set yourself up for long-term success. Leadership is about creating an environment where your team can thrive, and that requires careful planning, empathy, and a steady hand. Remember, success doesn't happen overnight. The foundation you build in these early months will determine how effectively you lead in the future. So embrace the journey, stay committed to growth, and know that every step forward brings you closer to becoming the leader you aspire to be. And as always, thank you for tuning into your path to career success. If this episode lit a fire within you, hit that subscribe button, share the love with a review, and spread the wisdom with your friends and co-workers. Alternatively, follow me on LinkedIn, Kathryn Hall, the Career Role. Until next time, take care and keep leading with purpose.